Hey, this is a damn good chicken sandwich, bro.
Dude,
is there cum on this?
What? Jack,
there's jizz on my sandwich.
Please calm down.
I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah.
I haven't had Popeyes in like 8 months.
Professor, are you okay?
No, we gotta talk about SCPs. We gotta talk about SCPs, you guys.
Alright, Edward, is that a me?
Okay.
Can we have context as to why you were in the closet?
I was hiding.
Yeah, he was hiding.
This is classified info I stole.
Wait, what are you hiding from? The SCP Foundation?
Yeah, so don't post this online.
I will not post this online, promise.
Okay. What is this SCP?
Alright, class, today we're discussing SCP-1504, aka Joe Shmoe. So, Joe Shmoe is a safe class anomaly, and the item description simply reads as an unremarkable man who is unable to be harmed. In his brief period being contained by the Foundation, they managed to have one interview with him, and I'll read it to you guys now. I'm nervous. Okay. So begin log. Yeah.
Well, there was a password you had to get through because these are classified documents. You had to type it in.
I'm nervous. I'm scared for my life. So begin log. He's being interviewed by a Dr. Lloyd. So Dr. Lloyd asks, "What is your name?" He responds, "I don't remember it. Joe something." Okay. Now, what year were you born? 1982. Okay, thank you for the year, but do you have an exact date? No, I don't really know, he responds. So at this point in their interview, Dr. Lloyd's nose starts bleeding seemingly out of nowhere. So he gets up, he goes to like clean his nose, and then he comes back and he's like, oh wow, that was kind of weird. My nose doesn't really bleed like that. So SCP-1504 responds like, hey, there might be a storm coming. I heard changing air pressure makes a person's nose bleed. So they get back to the main topic. So Dr. Lloyd wants to know why exactly this guy can't be hurt. Like what's causing him being invincible and stuff. So at this point, SCP-1504 is like, he just sits there quiet for a bit and starts crying. He just starts crying, you know. And then he's like, I don't really want to talk about it.
Oh.
So Dr. Lloyd says, that's fine. Thank you for your cooperation. Go on with your day.
Cooperation?
So shortly after this interview ended, on the site that SCP-1504 was being contained, they started having like all these weird electronic glitches and stuff in the system, like small stuff at first, until it started like messing with flocks, and eventually the on-site heater got let loose. Oops. Containment breach.
The on-site heater?
Does it say who it is?
Shoot. Okay, wait, roll.
What is a keter?
Okay, I forgot to mention this. So SCPs are normally classified in one of 5 classes. So the classifications, they don't relate to like how dangerous the SCP is per se, but rather just how hard it is to contain. So like the easiest way to find out which class it is like with the box test. So safe. Something is safe is you put it in a box and you leave it alone. If it doesn't get out of the box, it's safe. Euclid is you put it in a box, but you have to wash the box to make sure it doesn't break out. Keter is like, it's hard to put in the box, and then when you get it in the box, it's hard to keep it in the box no matter what. Thaumiel is, it is the box. Apollyon is, there is no box, you're fucked.
No, literally.
Like the sun is Apollyon, right?
Yeah, the sun is Apollyon. Yeah, so on site they had a heater in containment, and like these electrical glitches caused it to like get loose and go on a rampage. So eventually they got that under control, but then immediately after that there was just a site-wide containment breach, and it got so bad that on-site personnel had to detonate the nuclear warhead that was on site.
Is this where the video game takes place?
have no idea.
It's at an unnamed base that's part of the SCP Foundation. It's not really given a name. I mean, it probably is, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But it's just a random it's a random facility. Yeah.
So this containment breach was so bad that they deemed it was safer to like just nuke the entire site rather than risk any of the things getting out. So in the wreckage of the site, the Foundation sends people to go clean up, and they come across this like addendum left behind by Dr. Lloyd before he died. And in this he states like, hey, so we might have fucked up. So apparently being invulnerable isn't this guy's only anomalous trait. Apparently he can like fuck around with technology a little bit too. A small oversight on our part, but no big deal. So yeah, during this time, while they were like scavenging like the remains of the site, they realized that like this guy survived the nuke because he's like invulnerable. But they figured like, oh, he's just invulnerable, he's fine. So they find this note left behind by Dr. Lloyd, and they're like, So they go back and like over all their data they have on this guy. They go over the interview again, and they notice like a few things are kind of off about it. So they run it through like a bunch of anti-memetic filters, and then here's the revised interview.
There's a revised interview. This is gonna be fucking good.
So Dr. Lloyd asks, "What is your name?" SCP responds, "I'm not gonna tell you. You just ignore me." Dr. Lloyd, "Okay, so what year were you born?" "See, I told you, you wouldn't even notice if I punched you in the nose." "Thank you for the year. But do you have an exact date?" "I didn't give you a fucking year." Hey, watch this. So at this point in the interview, we see SCP-1504 get up, reach across the table, and punch Dr. Lloyd in the face. So Dr. Lloyd in the face is confused. He's like, "Oh, my nose is bleeding. Hold on." So he goes, cleans himself up, comes back, is like, "Hey, sorry, my nose normally doesn't really bleed like that."
Holy shit, that's terrifying. So is this guy still on the loose right now?
Oh wait, I'll get to that.
But he's safe.
He's among us.
So if he's safe, then he's contained.
So Doctor was like, "I'm sorry, that doesn't really happen." So SCP responds, "Maybe that's because I just punched you in the fucking face." They're like, "Maybe. Do you know why you can't be hurt?" It was like, "I could say anything, I could do anything, I could say I'm going to rape and kill your wife, and you wouldn't even notice. Hell, I could do that and you wouldn't notice. I'm living in a virtual hell because I can't die, and once this interview's over, I'm stepping outside, taking the gun from the guard and shooting myself, and nothing's gonna happen. I want to die." At this point, SCP-1504 starts crying in the interview. So like lines up with the past one.
Damn.
So then Dr. Lloyd says, "That's fine. Thank you for your cooperation. You may proceed to go." So yeah, at this point they realize like just how badly they fucked up containing this guy. So going over all this, they like reclassified him as Keter, because his anomalous thing is not only is he invulnerable, but he's able to control technology to some degree. And then on top of that, like no matter what he does, people will always perceive him as like being the best person, like responsible sort of thing. Like everyone thinks he's like a goody two shoes, but really he's just Rick Sanchez. And he's like on the loose. So containment procedures is like if you see this guy, don't listen to whatever he has to say to you. Lock him up. Don't ask any questions. Just lock him up. Just put him away. No matter what he says, what he does, no.
No.
So yeah.
Is that it?
That's it.
Yay! Shmoe.
See, I was wondering why he looked so fucking passive aggressive. He look at his fucking face. He looks like a me. Like
He is a me.
he is a me. Okay.
It's like he's looking at nothing.
He's looking at me.
He's looking at everyone.
He knows. He's there right now in the fucking whiteboard. He's there.